Of all the cars we've reviewed over the years, there is one that stands out in a big way. And not because it's the biggest, or the fastest, or the most extreme. No, it's quite the opposite. This particular car is reasonable, it's simplistic, and what you get for the price, I think it's the best value in RC right now. And in this video, I'm going to explain why. What car is it? Let's find out. Dictionary.com defines the word value as the relative worth or merit of something, or the monetary worth in commerce, like how much you receive for how much you have to pay. And that's the context for today's car. So what is this car? Well, it's 1/10 scale, it's 4-wheel drive, and it's the least expensive electric touring car platform you can buy from AMain Hobbies. And this car is the Fazer Mk2 from Kyosho. Some of you are rolling your eyes right now, I can feel it, but just hear us out. There's some good reasons to support this claim, like the easy upgradability, the beautiful scale realistic bodies, or the on and off-road cars available. But perhaps the biggest reason why the Mk2 offers so much is because it costs so little, especially when you compare it to what other cars you can get for that price. Now, what does the Mk2 offer, and how much does it cost? Now, if you're not familiar with the Fazer Mk2, they're essentially a family of vehicles that all share the same Mk2 race-inspired chassis and electrical components, with the only difference being the various body styles and color options. The platform is 1/10 scale, and it delivers 4-wheel drive power via a plastic center driveshaft inside an open, easy-to-work-on plastic tub chassis. The cars also feature gear differentials in the front and rear gearbox and oil-filled shocks used with the independent suspension system. Overall, the plastic tub chassis and drivetrain is designed to be efficient, low maintenance, and inexpensive, and comes offered primarily as on-road cars, but there are a few off-road cars available too, with no difference in price. For the electronics used, all the Fazer Mk2 ready-to-run cars include the 60-amp brushed ESC paired with a 550-sized 14-turn brushed motor. This power system has a maximum 2-cell LiPo battery limit and gets the Mk2 up to around 25 miles an hour. Now, it's not a fancy system, but it does the job. More impressively is the Syncro Transmitter included with all the Mk2 ready-to-run cars, offering adjustments most RTR transmitters don't, like steering and throttle trims, steering dual rates, and throttle and reverse endpoint adjustments. The ready-to-run cars also include a pre-painted scale body with matching wheels and tires, and of course, the car is assembled, configured, and ready to go. The best part is that the brushed, ready-to-run Mk2 costs less than $240, which is quite a bit of car for that price, and it's just the beginning. With the on-road Mk2 selection, there are 14 different officially licensed bodies to choose from, including the popular Dodge Challenger Hellcat, the Acura NSX GT3, the Chevelle SS 454 LS6, the Audi R8 LMS, the 1970 Dodge Charger, the Alpine GT4, the Chevy Camaro Z28, the Mercedes AMG GT3, the 1969 Chevy El Camino, the 1969 Pontiac GT, and the newest car to the family, the Toyota Supra 880 drift car, which includes drift-specific tires. The bodies also feature many finer details and accessories attached to them, like hard plastic side mirrors, windshield wipers, and wings or spoilers where applicable. Most bodies also include proper headlight buckets to fit LED lighting, so if you want to upgrade your lighting, you can add your own system, or you can pick up one of the many LED kits offered by Kyosho. Another bonus to the scale looks are the unique wheels that some cars come with to keep the realism as accurate as possible for that style or era of car. To go with the scale looks, all the Mk2 vehicles are equipped with realistic brake discs and calipers that are visible behind the wheels, but they don't function. On the performance front, 2 full sets of brake discs are included at different thicknesses, which allows the car width to be set at either 190mm or 200. This adjustment can be really helpful if you're trying to make a certain size body fit on the car or for creating a custom stance. Another cool aspect about the Mk2 is how the chassis is offered in 2 different lengths. The standard length is called the FZ02, and the long length is called the FZ02L. Now, the L chassis is about 1 centimeter longer than the standard, so it's better sized for some of the longer bodies that are included, like the Dodge Challenger Hellcat, to keep the proportions right. Now, most people are not going to be able to feel a difference in that chassis length when driving, but characteristically, shorter chassis are usually a little bit more nimble, more responsive, and it's also the ideal length to do touring car racing. On the other hand, the long chassis is going to provide a little bit more high speed and straight line stability over the shorter chassis. This probably doesn't matter for the vast majority of people out there, and the differences between the chassis are probably going to be felt the most the more powerful and faster you make the cars. But the point is that you can pick an Mk2 chassis based off the body style you like or the length of chassis you think is best for you. Now that's a lot of options and flexibility out of a $240 four-wheel drive car, but I've got one better for you, and it's the Mk2 Kit. Now this kit is only $140, and it comes partially assembled on the normal length FZ02 chassis, and it's intended to be driven with more heat behind it. Because of that, the car has no electronics, so you can spec it out yourself, but it does include several option parts that are not normally included, like the aluminum center drive shaft, the universal front swing shafts, and more. Now, if you had $240 to go out and buy a new touring car, the Traxxas Vortec 2.0 brushed ready to run would probably be the best comparison at only $230, but it doesn't include a body. $230 is also enough to buy the MST TCR FF touring car, which does include a body, but it's only two-wheel drive. Perhaps the best comparison to the Mk2 would be the Losi V100 Rtr platform, which is offered in a few different body styles, and they're also brushed, but they're a little bit more expensive at about $260. So the Mk2 has 14 different on-road, ready-to-run body styles to choose from that are under $240, and there's one kit. But what about the off-road? Well, the Fazer Mk2 has a few off-road versions, including the Rage 2.0 and the Mad Van monster truck. These vehicles are spec'd just like the on-road cars, except feature longer suspension arms and shocks for a wider and taller stance, and of course they feature different bodies and tires and wheels. Just like the on-road versions, these off-roaders pack a lot of value for being four-wheel drive vehicles at only $220. The final Kyosho Mk2 vehicle to talk about is the Mad Van Ve Brushless Edition, and it's the only Mk2 to come included with a 2S capable brushless electronic system along with an aluminum upgraded drive shaft. The price goes up a little bit more, and the Ve edition is $290. Now let's talk about the parts and the option parts for the Mk2, because a lot of the value behind this platform comes from this area. For instance, drivetrain parts are typically the most expensive maintenance cost with any RC, but with the Mk2, it uses the same drive shafts on all four corners, and the replacement package is $15. The differential outdrives are all the same, used on all four corners too, and the replacement package costs only $12, and it even includes the center drive shaft outdrives. That center drive shaft, by the way, if you want to replace it, is only $9. How about the differential gears? They're expensive, right? Nope, only $9 for both. Even the suspension arms are inexpensive at $8, and that includes both front arms, which are left or right side compatible, and it also includes the rear arm, which is also left or right side compatible. There's no direction on some of these parts like with other cars, so if you need spares, the spares that you need or you have to buy is kept to a minimum. The same applies to a lot of the parts, like the hubs, which are $8 replacements, and they include the one front and one rear that again fit on the left or right side. The direction doesn't matter. So the parts are grouped together really well, keeping it simple. They're designed to be directionless, and they're really inexpensive, which is valuable. Kyosho also offers a good amount of option parts for the Mk2 if you want to make the build more extreme or better suited for more power, or maybe if you want to race. Some of the options include the sway bar kit, the aluminum servo saver bell crank, aluminum front hubs, aluminum rear hubs, aluminum wheel hubs, aluminum threaded shocks, the HD motor plate, the carbon fiber front shock tower, carbon fiber rear shock tower, the universal front drive shafts, the metal rear drive shafts, the HD metal diff outdrives, the HD center outdrives, and the matching aluminum center drive shaft, which is only $9. Remember the Mk2 kit that was $140? Well, it comes including the aluminum center drive shaft and the upgraded front swing shafts as standard equipment. So that car is ready for brushless 3S power right out of the box. With the ready-to-run cars, 3S power will only work if you upgrade the electronics and then add the aluminum center drive shaft. So it's more of a retroactive process to work up to rather than starting out with. There's a lot of different paths one can take to achieve their RC goals. And the Fazer Mk2 is one of the best high-value, low-cost platforms to do it, offering a simple and easy-to-work-on chassis with an affordable four-wheel drive drivetrain, inexpensive replacement parts, plenty of upgrade options available, beautifully recreated scale bodies to choose from, fit for the collector. The chassis under those bodies are easy to modify for 3S brushless lipo use. The chassis are available in standard and long length. The width is configurable between 190 and 200 millimeters. The Syncro ready-to-run transmitter is phenomenal, and the Mk2 is inexpensive, giving you the best bang for the buck for a 10-scale four-wheel drive brushed vehicle that's ready to be souped up. Guys, you can go check out all the Fazer Mk2 vehicles with our links down below, and for more RC, check out these videos.